Okay, voice memo, tab number 1. It's Nikki, and this is voice recording in my car, so there's no visuals, so enjoy the, I believe, rain is what I've chosen to go with this. If you have been paying attention, then you saw for a whole, week and a half, a channel change. I changed the channel name from Midlife Adulting to Probably About Money. That was the channel name. And today I changed it again, because you can do it twice in 14 days, because, we don't want to give anybody whiplash or anything. But I changed it again to Nikki Hedera, which is a variation on my actual name. There's actually no reason why I wouldn't want my real name out there. It's just, it's a little bit of a hiccup between reality and me, so it makes me happy. At any rate, I asked my chat GPT Monday to help with coming up with a tagline that indicates my inability to commit to anything or keep my attention on anything long enough to commit to anything. And it said, oh, so you're like Nikki Hedera, the human equivalent of a browser with 87 tabs open. And I was like, I'm leaning into the tabs. This is tab 1. I felt restricted by the Probably About Money, and honestly, I probably felt a little restricted about midlife adulting. Let's be honest here. I am 47, living in just outside a major, living next to an international airport, which is not technically true, but is generally true. And I'm just struggling. As we all are. I don't think there's anybody right now that's interested in listening to me that doesn't have their own struggles. And so we are all in the same boat, desperately paddling up the shit creek together, or down the shit creek, or through the clear waters of peace. I don't know. You tell me. So right now I'm in my car that desperately needs a new muffler, so you might hear those sounds. One of the new side projects that I was suddenly inspired to do is an Etsy channel called Mythlog, Mythlog, and it is handwritten fictional journals for, people who like crinkly paper. The idea at first was to just keep writing and sell only originals, and then I went and I looked, and I found people that are doing what I've done. One store has a 5-star review, and the other store has 14 reviews and 1 star. So I'm going to fall somewhere in between 14 reviews and 5 stars. But anyway, I'm selling not the printed ones yet, because I still don't know how to price them, and it feels unfair to everyone else if I don't price it reasonably, and it feels unfair to me to price it reasonably, because that's not how much time I put into it. So I'm still trying to figure out what that magic price is for the authentic journal. It is always going to depend on how long it took me to produce them and how much time I put into it, as these things do. And so it feels better to sell reproductions, because the digital one is just a scan of the journal, and the printed reproduction is a photocopy or a print from the scans. And I've tried a couple of different methods. so far I've trimmed the edges. I don't think I'm going to continue doing that because I'm losing content. I'm accidentally chopping off content based on the shift of the paper through the machine. So no more trimming the edges, but I am sure I will find a way to come to terms with that, I guess is what I want to say, because it looks heckin' ugly, but we do what we do. So I'm super excited about that. If you're interested in handwritten fictional journals and you would like to read what I made up, the first one is quite the adventure. And yes, the timeline is unbelievable. But you know how people say you can't make this stuff up? Because things happen in your life and it's so crazy it doesn't feel real, but it is. So I decided to lean into that and be like, listen, I am going to write down whatever comes into my itty bitty little brain. My brain isn't itty bitty. The functional part of the itty bitty brain that was making the journal, whatever came into that little bit, it was going down on paper. Because I wanted to enjoy, like, just the creation process with someone who might be reading it. It was a surprise to me, and it'll be a surprise for you. I haven't been doing much other filming in the time since my last video, obviously, because I've been tied up with Mythlog, clearly, and because I felt restricted by probably about money. I may have mentioned, I cannot remember. I have really been enjoying another creator who I feel like isn't my soulmate because, we're parasocials, but like, I feel like we would either get along fabulously well because we are so alike, or we would not get along at all because we are so alike, based on what she presents on YouTube. So, anyway, Dakota, what are you doing, sir? Sorry, driving. So, what was I saying? Dakota Rebel. She's a fiction and nonfiction author. I have written in the past. I have been an author. She is neurodivergent. I am probably neurotypical, but I feel I am sensitive to those with neurodivergence. I don't know. I'm not like those other people, but I'm just like them. God, I don't think I could sound more pretentious if I tried. She's got ADHD, and I don't know what I have. I think I've been living through life since 2020, and everything is a shit show now. That's probably what my problem is. There's nothing wrong with me. Everything else is just wrong. Like this truck up there who keeps switching lanes. What the hell is wrong with people? Sorry, you can't see what I'm seeing, so that doesn't make any sense to you. Aha. So, I've talked about, I haven't recorded any videos because I felt restricted. I've mentioned I had changed the channel name again. Hope you like my header channel art. I asked ChatGPT to draw me based on the profile picture I'm using, and make me like Charlie Brown after Lucy's jerked the football away like the 17,000th time, and it did a bang-up job. I've started another side business, because I'd like this to be a business someday. But who knows if we'll actually do it. But I just like making videos, so I'm just going to keep on trying. Keep on filming, keep on filming. That'd make an intro music, actually. And there's so much else going on. Like, I'm sick. I got sick on the weekend. My husband got sick on Friday. By Sunday, the whole house was sick. My son's called off 2 days of work. I called off 1.5 days of work. My husband's worked from home for 2 days. I am masking up whenever I go outside to interact with people because at this point I feel like I'm probably still contagious, but I don't. He thought he wasn't contagious and was being careful and not getting us sick, so who the heck knows, how potent this sinusy, phlegmy thing is. Whatever. So I'm sick. I didn't film on Sunday. I want to film that video where I organize my money, but it's getting away from me time-wise, and so part of me thinks, screw that, just do it and, record the next one on time because you'll be feeling better, fingers crossed. I have multiple huge bills coming down the pipe. I have a $450 vet bill coming up. Oh, good, I've caught up to the stupid truck. He's not stupid, he's just driving stupid. I've got $700 in medical bills still to pay for. I've got dental work to save up for. I have a muffler to replace. I have brakes to pay off for my partner's car. I keep interchangeably using husband, partner, and Matt. He is the same person. We're separated. Did I mention that before? Yeah. Separated but live together, which is apparently a new thing because the housing market makes it impossible for people to get, divorced where there's separate houses because it's fucking expensive. Sorry, language. It's heckin' expensive to be by yourself. And I have a decent job, and he has a decent job. He's more in a position to be able to afford to live by himself than I am, or that I ever will be. And so, thus, side hustles. Anyway, I successfully managed not to yawn until that very moment. I am almost home, so I am going to finish this up. I don't have an intro. I don't have an outro. All I have is I hope everybody's having a great day because it's gorgeous weather where I am right now. The sun is warm and the breeze is cool, and it's like if it stayed this temperature all year round, which is like 72, 75, 72 actually, between 65 and 72, I would be a happy duck. I would be a happy duck. That would be me. At any rate, I will check in with you later. I hope you enjoyed the rain and it didn't make you have to pee too much. Bye!